Good morning, first graders. Today is Friday, March 20th, and it is the first day of your official spring break. Throughout spring break, I won't be posting as many assignments so that you have some time to relax. I will, however, keep reading Rosie Revere to you, so check back every day during spring break for 2 more chapters. We are on chapter 5. "Give her a minute," said the tall woman, winking at Rosie. "She doesn't even know who we are." She shook Rosie's hand. "I'm Letty McAllister," she said, "and these are my sisters, Hetty and Betty. We are musicians." 2 women in red waved at Rosie. The woman sitting next to Betty smiled. "Rosie and I are old friends," she said. Bernice was Ada's great aunt. She owned the archaeology shop in the town square. It was called Can You Dig It? The shop was full of ancient things from around the world. Rosie and Ada and her friend Iggy come to visit me all the time. These kids are full of ideas and questions, so I gave them a nickname. I call them the Questionnaires. "Oh, I like that," said Aunt Rose. The other woman nodded. Rose liked it too. Visiting Can You Dig It? Shop was always an adventure, and Bernice was full of ideas and questions. She was one of Rosie's favorite people. "I have new treasures in the shop," Bernice said. "Bring Ada and Iggy to see them." "I will," said Rosie. "We have another singer in the group," said Betty McAllister. "This is Marin. She sings opera. Wait until you hear her." You can see Rosie kind of hiding behind the leg here. "A pleasure to meet you," said Marin. She was formal and elegant, with silvery hair and strands of pearls and a twinkle in her eyes. She smiled at Rosie. Rosie smiled back. And lastly, a woman in a wheelchair. "I'm Eleanor, but you can call me Boss. Everybody does." "Because you're bossy," joked Letty. "I speak plain and I get things done," said Boss. "If that makes me bossy, then good. I'm too busy getting things done to care." The Riveters cheered. Boss smiled. "We are the Blue River Riveters," she said. "We worked together at B-29 factory during World War II. We built more airplanes than you can imagine. We made a difference back when it was needed most, and we still do our part." "You're the woman in the photo," said Rosie. "But where are the others?" "It was a long time ago, dear," said Marin. "We've lost many friends." Her voice grew quiet. "So many," said Letty. The Riveters raised their coffee mugs in one hand and slapped the table with others. "2 friends," they cheered. Chapter 6. After a moment, Boss slapped the table again. "The McAllister sisters let us use their house as our own home," she said. "It's your home too," said Betty. "We've all known one another so long, we're family." Rosie liked that. She lived with all of her aunts and uncles and knew that families came in all shapes and sizes. "We always help one another in an emergency," said Letty. Do you remember thinking about what that emergency could be? "And sometimes we get together just to dance," said Aunt Rose. "Yeah, we do," said Hetty. She tapped out a beat on her coffee mug. Letty and Betty broke into a zippy song about doing the boogie-woogie and jumping the jive. The Riveters swayed and clapped along. Whack! Boss slapped the table hard, and the room went silent. "Riveters, have you forgotten our emergency?" said Boss. "We have to help June." "Sorry, Boss," said Hetty, not looking very sorry at all. "I got carried away." "Then get carried right back here," said Boss. "You can start by telling Rosie about what's going on." Hetty and the Riveters told Rosie about June, an artist of the bunch. During the war, June painted pictures on the noses of airplanes. Every year since, June painted in an art contest at the Blue River Creek Festival. It was the most important event of the year for her. A few months ago, June wrecked her motor school and broke both of her wrists. Her wrists were very weak, so she still wore casts. Can she paint in casts?" asked Rosie. Boss stared at Rosie. "That," she said, "is up to you." Aunt Rose handed Rosie a flyer. "Art a Go-Go. Saturday, 9:30. Meet at Town Library to receive theme of contest. 2 p.m. Judging begins. Artists must paint by themselves. Support teams can set up, clean up, and cheer. No electricity can be used." And they put in a picture of the flyer. How do you think Rosie's going to help June paint if she can't use her arms? June is having a hard time, said Aunt Rose, so we are going to surprise her. It's top secret. We will take turns keeping June busy. Then we'll sneak her to the contest without her suspecting anything at all. We will all do our part, said Boss. Boss's smile faded, and she looked squarely at Rosie. What about you, Rosie? She asked. Will you do your part? And that's the end of chapter 6. On Monday, I will read chapter 7. In your journal, draw pictures of your ideas of what Rosie could build to help June paint when she can't use either of her arms. I'll see you soon. Bye.